with Precious. I am Precious Ajibon. So today on this video, we are going to be talking about this very popular phrase that people make, including my humble self. Well, I used to, not anymore. Yeah, I am afraid I do not want to be judged. Yeah, quite a lot of people say they don't want to be judged, and when they want to do things, they don't want to do it because they are afraid of what people will say. They are afraid that people might say things about them negatively. When people want to embark on a particular thing, they put this on the table and they really tend to listen to what other people will say about them. And so they don't want to do it. They say, I'm afraid. I really do not want people to judge me. Yeah. One thing we all need to know that whether or not we do what is perceived to be good, we still have people talk to us about it negatively, maybe at our back, or come to us to say, oh, these things you did is really not cool. Like, people are meant to stone. I've been stoned in so many ways. You have been stoned, and you will definitely be stoned. Whether or not we do that thing, looking at what people are going to say, they definitely will say something. We base our conclusion on the fact that people will tend to say negative things about whatever we do, and so we tend not to do what we are supposed to do. We are afraid of judgment. We are afraid of dislike. We are afraid of all these things, and when we want to embark on a journey, we tend to look back. We sit back to say, no, people will say this thing about us. Don't do it. Let me tell you, your life is yours to live. You should not really give ears to what people say. People are meant to stone. Whether you do good, people will talk about it. Whether you do bad, people will talk about it. Sometimes we have this prospect to go on a higher level, and then but the ears we give to the echoes around us, and they just tend to take us back. People say things. You should have this courage to do something. And when you want to do it, you should do it in excel, because people will always talk about you, whether you're good or whether you're bad. Let's take a mind back to our Heavenly Father. People talked about Jesus Christ during his ministry on earth. So who are you, a human being, an imperfect being? The people who not talk about people are always going to talk about you, whether you do the good or whether you do the bad. So I'm saying this because I have a friend who wanted to embark on something. So he was afraid of this count that people are going to say so much about what he intends to do. So with this, he actually kept postponing what he was supposed to do until he realized that he's doing himself more harm than good, and so he tend to embark on it. But he still did it, right? People also will talk about it, whether or not you do it. Now, let me tell us about a courageous man. There was a king in the ancient time. So one day the king ordered his men to, place a rock on a road. Now, the wealthiest merchants and people from other countries actually walked past the rock, and they started blaming the king. Why would the king not take effort to take the stones out? And they keep saying so many things about the king. And when this king ordered this man to place the rock, he went into a bush to hide to see who would take this rock off the road. And now these people passed and began to say negative things about the king. And they, to the extent they were like, well, maybe one of these peasants to come and pick it, and then because so they started saying things of sort. So one day, a peasant with the baggage of vegetables actually walked past the road, and then he saw that this stone is not supposed to be here. This is quite irresponsible, and he was like, well, after all, I'm not the richest merchant. I am not even part of the community. Doesn't even recognize me. So let me walk away. At some point, he had a change of mind, so he came and tried to take the rock out of the road. He tried and eventually took the rock out of the road. And so when he turned, to take his baggage of vegetables. He saw an envelope with thousands of coins and writing that you are a good peasant. Thank you very much. And this money was actually for the person who's gonna pull the rock out of the road. Yeah, courage is what we are talking about. When you want to do something, you should be courageous enough to do it and to do it till the end. Don't listen to the echoes of people. People are always meant to talk. If you want to live your life based on what people say, you will never excel. So this is the time to get up. Don't mind the echoes of this. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. Okay? Because at the tail end of it, you are going to have yourself to blame. So this is the time to get up, summon courage to do something. Don't mind whether or not people will tell good of it. Yeah, thank you for staying to the end of the video. Please like and subscribe.